So to be able to get some guys that's coming in, and, obviously pay some guys that we've already had that's been playing at a high level, I think it's huge for our team. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And can move too. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, big and can move, man, and physical. I just can't wait to see him in pads. Things get a little different in pads. You see who guys really are. And I already told them OTAs, they was already a little chippy. And I like that because I'm like, you got to have guys, especially up front, you got to have nasty guys. And them guys has definitely been bringing it.
Josh, you talked a lot last year about being so excited to be on a winning team, going to the playoffs, et cetera, a relevant team. So you guys So what does that experience do in terms of driving you now for this season, you personally?
Well, I remember when, last week when the Eagles got their rings, I texted Coach Pisacci and I was just like, I'm sick. Like, I seen it and I looked at it, I was like, it made me want to come to work. I was like, man, it left a bitter taste in my mouth, and it just made me want to really play and really come in and, give more and demand more. So for me, I don't feel like until I get that trophy, I don't feel like I've accomplished anything, and that's really my number one goal at this point in my career.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about the training camp question too, about it feeling shorter for you. But I also wonder too, back in the day when it was 2-a-days and it was grueling, it was horrible. Maybe you would have loved it and had it all the time. But guys also came to camp out of shape.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that happens anymore. Do you ever see anybody show up like, ooh? I mean, you just talked about the diet.
Yeah.
So is that a thing?
I think that it's kind of weird situation because nobody's overly out of shape, but nobody's really in shape. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because it's different. Like, I was telling them, we did the conditioning test. I probably was like, didn't breathe hard at all. And then we get in and I run 4 plays in a row and I'm like, oh, so I'm like, okay. Because this football shape is just a little bit different. The intensity is just a little bit different. But you could tell that guys prepared themselves enough to be ready to handle that.
Right.
For
Is
sure.
it hard for you to balance that? Because, you want to try to stay in shape.
Yeah.
But also, you might be getting 300 carries in a season again. How do you try to balance, rest, but also work?
It's just the way that you do it. I feel like it's the way that you do it. You cannot kill yourself in off season. I learned that the hard way. Any season, I felt like I killed myself during the off season. When I got to the season, about halfway through, I started battling with things. So it's about finding the balance that works for yourself, like for your body, but also still pushing yourself to be, special or be great and to be ready, but also finding the balance.
Josh, I'm not sure I've ever seen 2 free agents come in and make the impact that you and Xavier did here, like big impacts. How do you top it? Because you can't look, maybe you can't look at it that way, but how do you follow it up?
Only way we can really follow it up is by going farther than what we did last year and being better than what we did last year. Winning the North first off, starting off, that's where we struggled the most. And, them close, I feel like game situational plays and game situational awareness and things like that is something I feel like our team, we need to improve a lot on, so it's definitely a lot of room for improvement. And then even for me, man, I had some plays where I felt like I kind of gave up on the play because I thought the play was over and it really wasn't, So it's like certain things like that is just like pushing yourself to really like think differently and also pushing yourself to just be different.
I know it's day one, it's early, don't even have the pads on, but is there at all for you, like even a sense of urgency or even more of a push, knowing that you open up the season in a big divisional game, rival and all that? Do you think about that at all, or is it try to stick with the process?
I think that it's definitely on the back of my mind. I feel like when we get about a week and a half, 2 weeks out from game week, it's going to get a little more real, and obviously, wanting to win the North, going against them guys that's been winning the North the last couple of years, it's going to be a big win. It's going to be a big game. It's going to be, and that first game is always a little more chippy because it's your first time really hitting other people and it's real, so I think it's going to be fun, man. I can't wait.
You've had over 300 carries last year. I think you had 340 carry season. How do you prepare yourself for that type of workload, and how difficult is it, the possibility of maybe 2 back-to-back 300 carry seasons?
Oh, man, right now I feel really good. My body feels really good. I feel like I've put, training and things the right way to where I get hit and it don't even affect me that much anymore. But it's also about learning how to, one, fall, learning angles, learning leverage. I think all of that plays a factor into it.